The following is a premium update, a video that I only share with the premium members usually. I will show what kind of tools I use in order to find out what's the next altcoin that might pump. We are also going to look back at the list that we shared in the last premium update. How did those tokens specifically do relative to the rest of the altcoin market? Now, I did cut the very end of the video where I share the new altcoin list. That's of course only for the people that paid. That being said, I still think you will get a lot of value out of this video. So here we go. Today is the 5th of December 2023. Welcome to another premium update. A lot has happened. Bitcoin is continuing to go up. The altcoins in aggregate actually did not outperform, but the picks that we made roughly 1 to 2 weeks ago looking at the wall wallets actually did do pretty well. We've also got quite a few updates on the Dune Analytics dashboards. But first things first, let's look at the general market. What you have over here is Bitcoin with its best moving averages. In turquoise is the most important of the two moving averages, the 124-day. We would still be bullish even if Bitcoin fell by 26.8%. The moving average is currently at 30,530. So we could go down by $10,000 and still be bullish. That's how much purchasing is currently going on. It's a very, very accelerated rally. This is Ethereum relative to Bitcoin. It's not outperforming. It's still above that critical support, but the money is not yet flowing into Ethereum. Very often we see actually the cycle. We see the newcomers entering the space, buying Bitcoin, buying it maybe because now of the Bitcoin ETF approval rumors. And afterwards we see some people moving that for diversification purposes to Ethereum. So some Ethereum is then bought, then Ethereum tends to outperform Bitcoin for a while. And then when all the assets continue to go up, people look for the next best thing for the altcoins. And that's when we see the real altcoin rally. The altcoins did not outperform in the last weeks in aggregate, but our altcoins that we picked did. Here is the stablecoin market cap as a whole, a little bit off a wick recently, probably simply because a lot of people want to now move into risk on. But overall, of course, the trend is still very much intact. And this is good. This means more and more altcoin speculation long term. This is total 3 as a fraction of total. This is the altcoin dominance, and it did get quite hit. The altcoins did not outperform. This, for example, is Optimism relative to Bitcoin. This is Filecoin relative to Bitcoin. Ape relative to Bitcoin. There are quite a lot of retracements. Now at the end of this video, we are going to look at the next tokens to potentially buy, the next tokens that we can analyze based on what whales are holding. But before we do this, let's look first at the improvements to premium. I try to deliver some kind of improvement with every market update that comes out every 2 to 3 days. So the idea is that over time, you probably get more and more value, that you can find the content that you're looking for, and that you can also discuss this with the rest of the community. Now, the first update I've done is I've renamed our channels. So now we've got the altcoins and wallets channel, we've got the Bitcoin and Ethereum channel, and we've got the small talk channel. So I hope this is now more self-explanatory because there are also new members now coming in. By the way, if you have signed up for premium, which you probably have because you're watching this, and you're not yet part of Telegram, please join. A lot of the value is in the Telegram groups. You can also chat with me directly. I will send you a video message directly when you join, so we can get into one-on-one contact as well. Please, even though you don't yet have Telegram installed, do the effort to install it. You will lose out on a lot of value if you don't do this, if you just follow these updates on the website. So yeah, that's the first little improvement, simply just a renaming to make things clearer. And I will also try to sometimes remind people in case suddenly a Bitcoin Ethereum talk starts off in the altcoin channel or vice versa, an altcoin chat starts in the Bitcoin Ethereum channel, that this better moves that discussion. Of course, the small talk channel is still relatively unstructured. If we then see a lot of specific focus on one particular topic within small talk, then I will simply just open up another group again. But so far, I think this is split enough. Next improvement, also already announced in the news channel, I have added 3 of Alex Becker's wallets. So one of the members here posted a video by a YouTuber that found Alex Becker's wallets. And so we simply just added those to the Telegram alert bot and we get alerts whenever transactions happen. Now there is still a bit of noise because a lot of airdrops are being made to that wallet. This is a wallet with a lot of history. So not everything that we see in the influencer alerts channel is valid. But when there's a real trade happening, if it's not just an airdrop, then this is very likely a good signal. And when a nice trade happens, we can also, of course, screenshot this and then post this in the altcoins/wallets chat so that not everybody has to always follow those alerts. There's a bit of a filter. I'll also try to add more filters to remove, for example, the airdrops, but that's likely going to come later. Now, on that topic, Alex Becker's wallets. This is the YouTuber Melos Crypto, and here are the wallets somewhere. Maybe not on this video, but here they are. And I also got in contact with him. So I messaged this guy in Telegram. He has replied. We will have a one-on-one call today. And I think we're quite complementary in our skills. He doesn't do Dune Analytics yet. I do Dune Analytics. I have a wallet finder. He has a lot of feeling of what's currently going on in Twitter, who might have a lot of influence on Twitter and on YouTube. And then maybe combining our forces, we can achieve hopefully great things. So I'll keep you updated on that discussion. Next, further improvements. This is our token analytics tool that you can find on the website. So again, if you're new to premium, you scroll down over here, you find the token analytics, Dune analytics tool. You get to this page. Now we've got 3 new links over here. So once you enter the token address here, this will also update. We get the Explorer page, the holder pie chart page, and the DEX screener page. This is simply just for convenience, right? There's nothing really of huge alpha in there, but at least you can, for example, see the decimals. This, by the way, also updates depending on what blockchain you have selected. You can see the decimals, which is important for this entry over here. On the holder pie chart, you can see if there's something funky going on. For example, for Rollbit, the deployer wallet has a lot of tokens. And then in the DEX screener page, you can get into the individual trades, of course, right? This is in general a very useful page also for token security, which normally is shown over here. It's currently loading. Oh, here it is. When you've got a more funky token, a meme coin, etc., you want to look at this, right? Is there maybe a blacklist? Is there some code that you can't sell this particular token? It's all in here. This is always useful to look at. So we've got that link, the DEX screener link, now also on the token analytics tool. The next improvement, and this is actually a very, very deep improvement, is that I made all of those tables on every Dune dashboard. So not just on the token analyzer, but also on both wallet finders, right? There's find by token combination and find by amount. I made those tables unique, as in the same wallet now is not displayed several times in the table. And this is especially useful for those tables here on the token analyzer page because you've got a lot of repetition. For example, the very first trades, right? When you look at the first 10,000 trades, we actually only have 95 unique wallets. That's because there's a lot of trading bots that handle this. There's a lot of maybe router contracts that call each other, etc. But if you look at the first 10,000 trades and we only get the unique wallets, that's what we find. So this cleans up the data massively. If you look at the first 5,000 token receivables, we also only have 831 wallets. So on average, one wallet received tokens more than 5 times. So this helps things massively. The same is true now for these wallet finders, right? If you want to get the purchases, you now don't have the same wallet being present here several times. I will make dedicated videos on how to use all of those tools again. They're now sprinkled into those premium updates, but of course this is evergreen content, and especially for people that just recently joined, and there are quite a few. I want to make this easily accessible, that this is not cumbersome and this is not just big question marks, but that you can actually use this for your own research. I will show how I do research with those tools here at the end of this video to show you what kind of tokens I currently think are quite interesting. Let's have a look at the tokens we last time discussed. So on the 27th of November, we had the following tokens that we got as a derivative from the Superverse whales. So we looked at Superverse because Superverse went up massively at a lot of whales that bought other tokens as well. And we checked simply just what other tokens are shown repeatedly, what other tokens are being held very heavily in those whale wallets that already have Superverse. Maybe those kinds of tokens could be interesting for outperformance. And this is really what we are seeing. So here were the 10 tokens leading Wojak, because Wojak was at least held by 2 or 3 of those wallets. Feel free to check out again that premium update. Then we've got a few other of those tokens. And I want to now show what happened since we published that list. Again, this is, since we published the list, the relative performance of altcoins to Bitcoin. So they actually underperformed by 5 to 4% roughly. Here's the performance of Wojak. The vertical line is when we published the list. This went up by 72%. It's the best performer of the entire list, and this was also the token that was shown on several whale wallets. The next is Earn. Earn pretty much went sideways, just a very slight gain. Then we've got LCX. As said, I have made zero fundamental research on those tokens, right? This was simply just what was being held by whale wallets that had Superverse. This also performed quite nicely, outperformance of 10%. The reason why I'm looking here at those charts and why I can directly compare this with this here is because this is the altcoin dominance, right? This is how the altcoins relatively do. And a lot of those trading pools are actually also relative trading pools to wrapped Ethereum. So this is also relative performance. So LCX also relative to Ethereum outperformed. Next, we've got Naka. Naka has a very nice token distribution, relatively equal. So there's unlikely going to be a massive dump happening anytime soon. Also outperformed by 7%, this time against Matic. Then we've got Prime, which unfortunately did not do so well, minus 10%. Dubs did do well, plus 20%. And last but not least, Sidus, pretty much sideways, as the name implies. Ha ha ha. So yeah, I think this is really, really encouraging. This shows us that the whales know things that we don't know, that the whales tend to outperform. The reason why those are whales is simply because they do trades better, right? They probably accumulated a lot of their capital with trading, and they simply have the skills, and we can emulate them. And so let's look at the next token, at the whales of the next token that I think could be interesting. This time we are going to look at the whale wallets of Big Time. Now, why Big Time? First of all, it went up a lot. So obviously the people that held this did a quite nice trade. So roughly 270% performance in a week. And this coincides also with a lot of search interest. So this is also a second metric that I like to look at besides just price. Is there actually interest by the public in that token? There is a bit of a correlation between price movement and the public search queries, but it's not one-to-one. And I think when a lot of retail is currently looking for something, then probably that will continue at least for a while, because the public sentiment shifts happen a bit slower than simply the purchases by the whales, right? The purchases by the whales go instant, but the retail ins and outs, they are more smooth. And if you can catch the retail interest early, then that's good, because probably this continues for a while further, making that bet a bit safer for us. So yes, we are going to look at the whales that hold Big Time. So I used our token analytics tool, checked the current largest holders. I did not look at the very first token receivables or the very first traders of the token. Feel free to check out those wallets as well. I didn't do this yet. I'm simply just showing you my current approach. There's definitely also value in those wallets. But you want to go through those wallets, open them in a new tab, and then you want to look at several things. First of all, they need to hold other things besides just Big Time. But then you also want to check, is this a centralized exchange wallet, for instance? So this, for example, this is a centralized exchange wallet by BitGet. So it's not that interesting. What you also want to check is, are there a lot of transactions? So sometimes maybe you don't get a centralized exchange wallet. It's not assigned to anything, but you see transactions every minute or every 5 minutes, etc. Then this is likely a trading bot that simply just does arbitrage trading, etc. There, the holdings aren't that interesting either. So you want to do two filters here. You want to filter, is this a centralized exchange wallet? And you want to filter, is this actually a wallet that buys and holds? So is this simply just a human investor behind this? And with that approach, when going through several pages actually of the largest holders of the Big Time token, I came to 4 wallets. So you have to weed out probably 90% or so, 80-90% of those larger wallets to get to actual holder wallets. Here, look, for example, at the transactions, one 21 hours ago, another one here 23 hours ago. Also, it's round numbers, 10,000, AGLD, etc. This seems to be a real human wallet. The full video with the new altcoin list is part of Premium. Feel free to check it out. Now is altcoin season. You probably don't want to wait too long. See you over there.